Hey guys, we're back with the Screen Team right here on KWOC. And for this next review, I've got two of my favorite people, the legends themselves. We got Doug and Stacey Anderson getting ready to review Aquaman here on the Screen Team. And I wanted you guys on this particular review because you guys aren't like the typical comic book nerds, are you?
No.
Not at all. You guys don't go to the comic book movies at all, right?
He'll watch them when they come on TV, but...
Oh, yeah, I don't mind the comic book movies because of the action and stuff.
Sure.
But,
So let me ask you then, why was this movie interesting to you? Why did you guys want to go see this movie?
Well, I'll tell you why we went and saw it.
I can take a
Well,
guess.
no, it doesn't have anything to do with that.
Okay.
Christmas night, we were going to go to the movies like we always do. We got out a little earlier than normal, went and had dinner, and then it was sit in the parking lot for an hour and wait for Holmes and Watson,
Okay.
which ended up glad we didn't wait.
Right.
Or go on in and see Aquaman. So
she
I
wanted
said,
to see
I don't.
Jason Momoa.
I
Don't
said,
let her lie.
That's not true. It wasn't the whole reason. But when we got in there, I was sure glad we made that decision to go a little earlier.
Yeah.
So
He stands there, I am Aquaman. She says, oh, yes, you are.
that's not what he said. He said permission to come aboard, and I said permission granted.
I love it, man. So what did you guys think? Did you guys, besides the permission granted scene, were you guys a fan of Aquaman?
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
All the action and stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah, top notch.
So let me ask you, we've got, what's the basic storyline of this film? We've got Arthur Curry, Aquaman, played by Jason Momoa. He is having some family issues, correct?
Well, his dad was a land dweller. His mom was from the city of Atlantis. She washed up on shore one night. He rescued her. They fell in love. They had a baby. The king from Atlantis sent some guys and said, we want her back. So then he raises Aquaman, or Fishman, I think is what he told them one guys. And then this girl shows up, and she's like, they're fixing to attack the earth, and, you know, you're the only person that can save it.
So what does he say?
I ain't doing it. And then she kind of talks him into it once some series of events happened.
Yeah.
He's like,
Okay.
fine. And that's pretty much how he acts. He acts completely put out through the whole entire movie.
He's
great.
beating somebody up, and he's all good with it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of beating people up, doesn't he have to beat up basically his brother to regain the throne of Atlantis? Is that right?
Got slapped around a little bit.
Yeah.
So with all this going on, with all this family drama going on, what were some of your favorite scenes from the film? You guys remember? Anything
There's
that really
one
stood
that
out?
really was one of my favorites, but I can't really talk about it because
Spoilers?
it's kind of a spoiler.
Okay.
Happens towards the end. That was, of course, when you first see him and he's in the scene. He's saving a submarine is what he's doing. They've been boarded by pirates, which is an important part of the movie because I don't know this to be true because, I don't follow this stuff. But they introduced kind of a character that's new to me. I don't know him.
Mantis?
Black Manta?
Yeah.
Black Manta.
Yeah, and so he and something happens during that interaction that later on he's kind of like, maybe I shouldn't have done that, you know. And so like in there he's just like taking people out, and then he's like, he grabs this one guy and he's like, I'm missing happy hour for this. I mean, Jason Momoa doesn't really have a lot of lines in this movie. He doesn't have a lot of script in it, but what he does have to say is important.
But he looks cool.
Yeah.
He is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's awesome.
And he's just, how were the action sequences in this film? Was he, was
They
there a
were
lot of
fantastic.
kicking butt scenes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But there was a lot, too, of, like, stuff that was really fast. Like, you're kind of, like,
There's a lot of
moving.
fast-paced movement.
And the underwater stuff, I can see where it would mess with somebody a little bit.
I wanted to talk about that. The visual effects in this film. It's visual effects have come a long way since when we were watching movies.
Yeah.
This movie's mainly based in the ocean, the water. How did it work out with that?
It looks completely real.
Yeah.
It's
but then they had like these places they could go talk, and it was like a sunken ship, but there was no water in it. It was an air pocket, so they could go in there and have conversations and stuff like that. But
so it was a little bit more clear. You could tell when you're in the water and when you're not in the water.
Well, yeah, because Dolph Lundgren's hair was going like this.
I'm sure it's probably a hair piece.
Yeah.
A lot of side characters. You mentioned Dolph Lundgren. What'd you think about him? Was he?
Oh, he's a surprise. He did really good.
Yeah, he did really well. He played his character to the T.
He was the perfect person for that character, I think. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of this actress, but she plays a big part in this film. Amber Heard played the character of Mara. Have you seen the trailer? She's got that long red kind of like wig thing going on there. Was she a cool character?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
she
so.
was.
Wasn't she in Bulletproof? No, was it Bulletproof? Not Bulletproof. Bullet to the Head. I
don't know.
Because Jason Momoa was in that movie. It was a Sylvester Stallone movie. So
she might have been. I don't have that in front of me right now.
I'm just going to be real honest. I had no idea how much stuff he was in until we went to watch this movie. And then we were sitting there at the house the other night, and I was on my phone, and I look up, and I was like, is that him? Is he playing Conan? And I was like, yes. And I was like, huh. And now I feel like I'm seeing him like in every... He's just popping up everywhere. But
yeah, he's definitely a big thing. And this movie has definitely catapulted him into superstardom for sure. Yeah. Any inkling, any desire to have this movie in your movie collection, or is once enough for you guys?
No, I would. I'm more of a fan of the DC side anyway than I am the Marvel. Not that I don't like the Marvel characters and stuff, but to me, DC's a little darker, a little edgier, a little more, I don't want to say adult. That sounds bad, but for lack of a better term.
It plays more to the grown-ups than it does the kids' side,
Well, like, there's a scene in there where he gets back on land and he's having a drink with his dad at the local pub. Some guys walk up and you think there's going to be a problem. It winds up they want to take a selfie with him.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, a party breaks out.
Yeah.
I could relate to that. That's fun to me. But, as far as the comic book world's concerned, that some people may frown on that, but I don't. I think it's fine.
Okay.
It puts you more in a real life situation than a cartoon situation that a lot of the comic book movies do.
So my son, he is 5 years old. Can I take him to see Aquaman?
I'd wait till it's at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because he may not. It does move really fast, and I don't know.
That and some of the languages, there's no F-bombs or anything like that, but it does,
some questionable language here.
Language for a kid, yeah.
Okay. All right. I guess I'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Go see it by yourself first, and then you can say whether he should watch it or not.
I would definitely do that. I would definitely go see it.
Well, this way you get to see it 2 times.
Good call, Stacy. That's why I have you on the show. The movie is called Aquaman, and you can definitely check it out today. That's Doug, that's Stacy, and we are all part of the Screen Team. And remember, we want you to know before you go.